What a beautiful morning on Bodega Bay. So far I have 4 throw traps out, 2 new ones and 2 old ones. I didn't bring the small square jobs, but you can see probably tide's coming in, so everything is pulling to the left here in the way of lines. And we got company today too, which is cool. Just as a courtesy, you just say, you mind if I just share the place with you? No problem. I wonder if any boats will be going out today. Look at the birds flying. Beautiful. So we're going to try a pool. It's probably going to be a little messy with all these lines. One big rocky on that and a big mess here. So let's get this rocky out first. One big male rock crab right there. So we're gonna grab that bad boy. Oh, put him right there. And we got a green crab too. Huge one. We get our second nice feisty male there. And I also got one really big green crab. I couldn't believe it. Hooked it up last time. It was pretty good. I don't know if you can see it down there. Really good size. All right, we're rolling now. It's time for another pull. Let's see how we do here. Got the mountain goat here. Rocky right there. Let's get him out and then we'll pull the rest of them. Make sure he's big enough. He looks to be good enough. All right. Put him in the bag. There we go. We'll toss this out and then we'll do the next pull. Alright. Things might be picking up. We're approaching highest tide right now. Number 2. Let's see, line number 2 here. Feels real good. That feels real good. But just has the small rock crab. I guess I was feeling the seaweed coming in. Get this baby back out. Oh. We're still letting the other 2 soak a bit. Let's do a couple pulls with the rods here. Nothing, I was way too aggressive with that. Let's pull the other one. I'll get that one straightened out. Looks like we caught that other trap. Alright. Yeah. Let's try pulling some lines here. Oh. Just riding in the channel there. Nothing going on here. Let's pull the other one. Just has added weight on the bottom. Here you got nothing. I'm gonna put some fresh bait on and cast that again. Look at this, guys. If this was 4 days later, this would have been a keeper dungy right here. This size that baby. Yeah. Look at that. But we are 4 days too early. That's a nice big male too. Let's see. I'm just seeing if I can get him off of the snare without hurting him. There we go. Man, see the wolf on it? I like that. Look at the size of that baby. Just for interest sake, let's measure it up and see if that would have been a keeper. Right there. Flip that over. Now let me sit this down a minute. Let's see if this would have been a keeper. Alright, don't be running all around. Alright, there we go. Yeah, 5 3/4 on the nose, right there. Well, what a difference 4 days makes, eh? Happy trails, my friend. There you go. That's a lucky crab right there. All right, time to pull some of the traps here. Let's see what we got. We're gonna move some of them down this way. The other guy left. Let's see what we got here. Some of these are gonna get caught around rocks. Tide's coming up. Ooh, man. Like I said, you really gotta have your footing here. Nice, nope. Small rocky there. Pop that baby out. Don't leave it on the rock. Looks like I'm drunk. Let's pull the next one. Well, you talk about an aerobic workout. This feels pretty good. Got a lot of seaweed on it. Just some seaweed and some baby dungeons. Let's try our lines again. Ooh, what a day. Pull it in just till I feel no, I don't think I got anything that time. I got a rock crab on that one. Little rocky boy. No, that's a baby dungy right there. Let's get him off. No, that's a brown rock crab right there. Get him off of there. These babies kind of just tend to get themselves all hooked up in really weird ways. Let's get this one off. We're back in the water for you. There you go, mate. Give this a nice big toss out. I haven't seen one boat go out today. The guy left. It's a really slow bite today. Really slow bite. Because you got to open up all of these loops before you cast it out again. Isn't that cool? I would have had one keeper dungeons today. Alright. Alright, there we go. Loops are open. Must be a little wrapped around the end here. Make sure you got firm footing. Bounce, bounce. That thing's going a country mile. Well, it's peak high tide right about now. So unfortunately, I don't think things are going to get better. We're slack tied right now, or nothing's moving. But it's always best to come at the very low and then work into the rising tide. But yeah, we got enough for we got some pretty good keepers so far. I think we got 4 or 5 in the back. 4, and then that goofy green crab, which was probably the biggest one I've ever seen. So he's gonna be a meaty devil, you believe it. So I haven't quite decided what I'm gonna make yet, but time for breakfast. I'm waiting for the Coast Guard to do their haul out. I'll have to move everything up further on the bank here, lest I get toppled by all their wake and everything. I don't know, this rock crab's just walking around behind me, behind the camera, there on the ground, making his way to the ocean. All right, guys. The red crab makes its way towards the ocean in its annual desperate migration to avoid the seagulls. There he goes. He's going to turn and move. He's still on the go. He's digging himself in there. There he goes. Right there. Keeping an eye on this water at last. Freedom. Freedom at last. Bud, put you out there a little bit. Don't hit me, don't pinch me. Be a nice boy. Oh, be a nice boy. There you go. This is my coffee buddy. He's waiting to see if we have any more smashed up green crabs. There's one right down there you could eat. All right. You don't even see it. Me and my buddy, it's quiet. There's like nobody out here today. Oh no. Did you see that rod go? I already hooked the seagull today on the wing. Jeez. Oh, brother. Luckily the rod's okay. I'm just fighting low tide now. I've never had, I don't think anybody ever has real great success fishing or crabbing into low tide. You want to kind of the opposite. Coming in at hour or two before low tide, and then fishing into the whole high tide. But, so I guess I should consider myself lucky. It's the biggest crab I ever caught today, that one. Coast Guard's coming in. At least they're not flying today. So you see me start to play with crabs in the water, you know, I'm starting to get a little bored. So I'm going to be here about 1 more hour. Should be about 3 or 4 more pulls, and that'll be it. Like the boys are coming in nice and calm today. Your tax dollars at work saving fuel. No kidding, no, these guys do a good job. You'll always be happy to see them pulling up when you need it. You're not going to be happy if you're doing something bad. There they go. Man, look at these crazy seagulls flipping out. They're all like, you might talk about Colonel Sanders chicken, but I'm telling you, my chicken brings them all in. These crazy guys diving for that chicken. You got the bullies. All right, boys, we're out of here. We're all packed up. Crabs are looking good. It's a nice cool day today. Still can't believe the size of that one. Look at the size of that. Look at the size of that big boy right there. That's like the biggest one I've caught. That's bigger than most Dungeness crabs. We're out of here. No, any day is a fun day. Even if you don't catch anything, it's still what I used to say, my worst day fishing is better than my best day at work. There's a lot of truth to that, but it's always nice to come back with something. But if I had to depend on the last, it's about 12:30 right now. Man, if I had to depend on the last 2 hours, I wouldn't be eating any, having any great crab dish tonight, I guarantee you. Because tonight I got a taste for garlic, red rock crab, garlic noodles. So I'm going to pick all that meat. Got some really nice noodles, got some garlic, got a little red paste sauce. Well, we'll just check the recipe and we'll do it up. So I think I got about 6 or 7 today, and that one, holy smokes, that's the biggest crab I ever caught, I think. I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, that's bigger than most Dungeness crabs. That's a gauge buster, man. No way, that thing. So, all right, guys. Well, heading home. It's probably going to be the wind down for rock crab season. Because by the next time I go out, Dungeness crab season is in full swing, and I should be, knock on wood, out on the ocean in the surf trying to nail some of those babies. Woo! Welcome into Rancho Kitchen Stadium. It's Halloween themed. I know, we enjoy it, we love it. Been cooking outdoors. This is our 3rd year here in Outdoor Kitchen Stadium here on the Rancho. I'm going to just boil up the crabs today. I'm going to spare you watching the dispatching of the crabs. When I pull them out, they're going to cool down. I'm going to pick some of the meat, and then we're going to talk about the dish that we're going to make today. So I'll see you guys after the crabs come out, and we'll talk about what's next. I have some Old Bay, some vinegar, some water, and a little bit of salt in here to give a little bit of flavor. Exciting. Well, we just look at the size of that crab compared to my hand. That thing is absolutely huge. It's a little chilly right now. It's kind of in suspended animation, but just wanted you to see the size of that thing. Woo! That is a big boy there. Perfect timing. Let's turn this off. Be careful of the steam. I'm going to go ahead and plunge these into ice water here. Man, look at the size of that baby. Wow. If I can get them all in here. Got that green crab too. Thought It's one of the bigger ones that I've seen. Things literally falling apart. So I got really about 5 good crabs today, I think. Another big claw there. So I'm going to let them cool off in the ice bath for a while, and then I'm going to get to picking. All right. Don't know how many I'm going to pick. It depends on the recipe. Woo. Just before I pick these rock crabs, look at the size of the green crab in comparison to this bruiser. This is like I think this is absolutely the biggest crab I ever caught. This is another nice one too, back here. So what I lacked in quantity, I sure got in quality today. Before we do this bruiser, I'm interested just to gauge this baby up to see how big it is. Right. The legal limit is underneath of this smallest section here. I'm putting this thing here. Man, this is 6.5. This is 6.5 inches. Absolutely the biggest rock crab I've seen. All right, let me get to it. Look at all that meat that yielded. That's a good pound, and that's at least 1.25 pounds of meat off like six of those crabs. And I'll tell you, the green crab was delicious. I only take it if it's a nice big one, otherwise they're too tiny to work with, but I have a lot of patience. There's a restaurant, guys. This is a good time to remind you, if you're not subscribed, hit that bell for all notifications. Do a lot of cooking here in Kitchen Stadium, and now we're combining 2 passions of mine, catching and cooking, in Catch and Cook here. We're going to make the Thanh Long. There's a famous restaurant in San Francisco that was founded by a Vietnamese immigrant in the mid to late 1970s. It's over near the beach area in what's called the Judah, J-U-D-A-H area. And they have 2 famous things. They have a roasted Dungeness crab, and as a side dish, they serve a very famous garlic noodle over there. Well, I thought we're going to combine both of them today and have a Thanh Long rock crab garlic noodles here. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be delicious and tasty. We certainly have the meat for it here today. Let's go over into Kitchen Stadium. Any kind of egg noodle, I like to use the refrigerated kind if I'm going to make a very special sort of recipe here. These come frozen. You put them in boiling water for about 1 minute, 8 quarts of boiling water. Immediately plunge them in. You put them in that for about a minute, then plunge it into cold water. They're really tasty. They're egg noodles here. You can get thick or thin, just don't use spaghetti noodles, okay? For this recipe, you're going to need a 1/2 cup of butter, which is, believe it or not, this whole stick here is, is this a cup or 1/2 cup? I don't know. Yeah, 1 cup, 1/2 cup here. So we're going to be using 1/2 cup of butter. We're going to use 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. We're going to use a lot of garlic, like 10 cloves of garlic here. This is what makes it really really tasty. You're going to need some fish sauce, 1 tablespoon, and Nam Mui is a very good Vietnamese one. You're going to need some Maggi seasoning. This is used a lot in Asian cooking. And you're going to need some oyster sauce too. Tablespoon here. What could be easier? First thing we're going to do is chop up this garlic. This is 15 cloves of garlic. And the thing that makes this very special, like a lot of things in San Francisco, the Italian fuses over to the Vietnamese, the Chinese. So a lot of garlic is used. It's native to China. So it's going to be found in a lot of Asian dishes. I'm chopping this pretty finely. You can use a garlic press. I've been using jarred garlic for a long time, and I found that the flavor's just not there. If you can't smell it while you're chopping it or working with it, then you don't have a really good, you don't have a potent enough garlic, okay? That's a pretty nice chop on there. So we're gonna go ahead and get ready. I'm gonna move the camera here. We're gonna throw the butter into the wok. We're gonna cook up the garlic, and it's very important, we're not gonna brown it, okay? Don't brown it, okay? Just get it up translucent, and you don't want any burn flavor in this at all. You're gonna be surprised how simple this dish is. Pop the heat on. We're gonna get our butter melted here, and then once we get up to temperature, we're gonna put the garlic in, get the garlic infused till we get a lot of nice smells here with the garlic. Then we're gonna add a tablespoon of fish sauce, a tablespoon of Maggi, and a tablespoon of the oyster sauce to it, okay? While that's going, we can go ahead and add our garlic in here. You want to keep the heat low. I generally don't like to cook this butter because it's too easy to scorch it, but we're going to manage the heat here with this, okay? Get all of that goodness in there, okay? Oh, that smells good. Right off the bat. Man, oh man, oh man. Smells so good. What we're going to also do special is, remember, we're doing this. We're putting our rock crab into it, so we're doing something a little different. I'm making sure that this is not burning in here. Okay? Now we're going to put all of our crab meat in there because we want that to get seasoned up. Okay? They look amazing. Oh wow, that just smells incredible. That smells so over the top right there. Notice no salt, no pepper. I'm just kind of gently moving the crab around, making sure that it all gets infused. Right there. If I see any shell, I'm going to work it out. A piece right there. There's another little piece. Make sure we're not perfect pickers. Now we're going to turn off the heat a minute. We're going to add our tablespoon this is going to need a little work in this oyster sauce. Okay, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. We're going to open the fish sauce here. I like the way they do the packaging here. Got double safety sealed. Sorry that noise in the background. That fish sauce. 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. That's a mechanical spider that's gone up and down for Thanksgiving. And then we have the we have to add a tablespoon of Maggi too. So see, these are all very well known Asian ingredients. We're going to work that all around in there. Oh man, I can smell it. There's another piece of shell. We're going to grab that. Okay, now we're going to put our heat back on again. In go our noodles. We're going to separate and coat all of these noodles. It's going to take a while to do it, to separate it. All of that goodness is getting into the noodles there. I'm going to turn the heat low so nothing gets, we got plenty of time to get things combined here. Get all of that working really, really well then. Notice I'm just working in all of that crab and all of that flavoring in there, and it's all getting put into the noodles evenly, which is exactly what we want. You don't want to make sure you're not using overcooked noodles, okay? Just turn that heat really low. Man, this looks so good. Let me try a little taste of it. Man, oh man. Are you kidding me? Oh, that is so good. We're not finished yet. All right. But everything is nice and evenly coated. Now we're going to take our Parmesan cheese, about 1/4 cup. Got the heat turned off now, and I'm hitting all of this. So this to me is a crab improvement on the Thanh Long garlic noodles. Oh, that smells so good with that Parmesan. Wow. And there it is. Man, that looks good. Man, that looks good. I just can't resist. Out of sight. Let's get a plate and enjoy it. It's an amazingly simple dish, but it packs them into that restaurant. It's probably, if you had to name 10 restaurants that are most famous in San Francisco, which has a ton of them, the Thanh Long Restaurant would be right up there. But we took it a step further today and added the rock crab. Oh, with that Parmesan, with the crab flavor, the oyster sauce, the Maggi on it, it just is, you got to try it. You just have to try it. It's the ultimate, I think, catch and cook. Yum, yum. Those bits of crab are out of sight. Anyway, guys, a lot of fun today. Very simple in the kitchen stadium, but a very an astounding recipe that just tastes so good. You can do these noodles on your own. Don't add any crab to it, fish chunks, anything. And just see how amazing it tastes. It's like most things in Asia, you think that they're complicated to make, but they're actually very simple with very powerful ingredients. This has been a great catch and cook for me to do. I really enjoyed it. I didn't catch what I thought I would catch today, but I caught enough to make a heck of a dish here in Kitchen Stadium. So I want to thank you for being along. If you've not subscribed, once again, subscribe and hit the bell for all notifications. Our spider's coming down over here. Happy Halloween, everybody, and abundanza. Thanh Long garlic noodles with rock crab.